I've made just over $30 million with an online business in the last 7-8 years now, and I'm 27. And I've tried everything under the sun to become more productive. You name it, whatever strategy it is, whatever fancy name it has, whatever book it came from, podcast it came from, I've been obsessed with trying to become as productive as possible. I can tell you that of the thousands of pieces of advice out there on how to become more productive, very few of them actually work, and they actually worked for me, okay? So in this video, I'm going to explain them. The first one is stop trying to become more productive and start trying to get in the zone. The zone is a state of flow where you might have had this before, maybe a couple of times, when when you're playing a video game, or when you're engrossed in a movie or something, and you're so focused and obsessed with that thing that it's almost like nothing else exists. When you walk out of a movie theater after a good movie and you're kind of like, holy shit, like that was a good movie. I didn't even think about anything. I was completely engrossed in it. That's what you want to become with your work. Stop trying to become productive and start trying to get in the zone. They're two very different things, and the zone is where insane productivity happens, right? The second thing is to plan time off. So actually take days off. Plan time off, plan weeks off, plan holidays, plan vacations, plan days off, plan your weekends properly. You've only got so much energy and you've only got so much capacity for stress and work. And it's imperative to your productivity and your overall health and longevity that you actually take some time off. I know it's counterintuitive to put this at the start of a productivity guide because everyone seems to think that more is more when it comes to productivity. The more work you do, the more productive you are. I found this to kind of be the opposite. The less work you do, the less productive you are, for sure. There's a line to balance here. But there's nothing wrong with taking a week off or taking a weekend off every now and then to recharge. The next thing is to wear the same thing every day. So what you want to try and do, and this just applies to your entire personal life, is try to eliminate as many decisions and variables as humanly possible from a personal perspective, right? So for example, I wear the same black vest, I wear the same black t-shirts, I wear the same shorts, the same trousers, the same jumpers. I've got like 10 of everything. And what that allows me to do is when I'm sitting down to work or sitting down to go out, I'm not trying to use any decision-making potential or any productivity energy on decisions around what I'm wearing or anything like that. Simplify your personal life as much as you can. It will make you way more productive, way more than some weird little shiny strategy or some special notebook you can buy from a guru for $10. The next thing is using ambient music or binaural beats when you work. So what you want to try and do is you want to try and find some soundtracks that you can associate with the deep productivity state, i.e. the zone. I've got a whole playlist on YouTube private to my channel, and it's basically a collection of mixes, like ambient music mixes or binaural beats. And what they allow me to do is I've spent so long working to those mixes and so long to those songs that whenever I hear one of those songs, one of those mixes, I get straight into the productivity zone. It's almost like it just bypasses me and just gets it just locks straight in, if that makes sense. Plan tomorrow today. Meticulously plan half an hour increments to your day. You need to know exactly what you're doing today because procrastination loves ambiguity and they go very, very hand in hand. If you wake up in the morning and you don't know what you're working on or what you're doing or what you're going to be trying to do, then you're probably not going to do it. Like, it's really simple, but it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. Most people just don't plan the day. They just wake up and just go about it. And then the day goes and they're like, it's like, what did I do? I didn't do anything today. So let me write in my little journal about how annoyed I am that I wasn't productive. Write down at the end of every day tomorrow's hours, so from 8 a.m. or whenever you wake up to the end of the day, and plan out exactly what you want to do during those hours, down to all the little details. And you're never going to follow this thing perfectly, and things are always going to take longer or shorter than you expect, but it's a really good way and a good mechanism for you to stay on track, because if it's 4 p.m. and you're like, what am I doing? I don't know what I should be doing right now, then you can open up the plan and be like, oh, that's what I should be doing. The next thing is run meetings efficiently. Always stay on track and always have an agenda. So I will never ever run a meeting in my company unless there is an agenda set. The next thing is that mouse users work 50% faster than trackpad users. There's actually scientific evidence on this, that if you have a mouse, if you're working with one of these things with a mouse, you are quite literally 50% more efficient than someone using a trackpad. So if you're in business and you want an advantage, you can quite literally do 50% more just by having a mouse than by sitting hunched over your laptop, okay? The next thing is that a monitor is a must. So I've got a monitor here, like an actual screen. Stop trying to work on your laptop. Get like a dock, plug it in, get a keyboard, get a mouse, get a monitor, get a proper workstation. Very imperative, because the problem with your little laptop screen is it's tiny, you've got to hunch over it, your back starts to hurt, your eyes start to hurt, you can't really function around properly with the trackpad or anything. If you're traveling, sure, no problem. But if you're working consistently from home or an office, a monitor is a must. The next thing is that mechanical keyboards will make you want to work more. So you can see this keyboard here. I'm not going to press any of the keys here, but this is a Royal Clutch RK98 keyboard. It's like $100, and it might not seem that important, but what you want to try and do is you want to find tools to work with that you find satisfactory to use, or you take satisfaction from using them. And so this keyboard's very clicky, it's very satisfying to sort of click around on and use and bounce around on, and with your like jumping between keys and stuff. Sounds weird, but once you get a keyboard that really feels good to use, you want to use it more often, and the only time you're going to be using it is when you're working, right? So I found a mechanical keyboard to be a really good investment into my productivity. Next one is standing desks also are really important, because I've got a standing desk, this desk here, it can adjust accordingly. I sit down for probably 80% of my work day, but every now and then, like if I'm sat down, I get a little bit uncomfortable and I want to stand up. Sounds so simple. It's like, oh yeah, well obviously. But what people don't realize is, your body has the ultimate say over your mind. And what that means is if your body's uncomfortable and if you're in a state of like pain or you're aching a little bit, like it's going to override your will to work and it's going to force you to take a walk or, go and stretch or whatever. I like being able to have my work setup with my chair, with my desk and all the other things that I've got to be adjustable so that I can at any point throughout the day adjust my workstation to suit whatever my body kind of wants, if that makes sense. Same thing with this. This is the next point, this ergonomic chair. This is a Herman Miller Series B. I think it's remastered, so it was like refurbished or something. It's like $1,000. They're not cheap, but try and get yourself a really comfortable chair, because the cool thing about this chair is it is adjustable in every way, shape and form, and I can adjust the lumbar support, I can adjust the headrest, I can adjust like how far it leans back, and it will lean really far back if I wanted to. And so, again, like you kind of have these adjustable things so that your body can adjust, and this is going to make you way more productive than some little journal tracker thing, or some shiny object, right? Next thing is acoustic proofing your office. So what I've got in my office here is a bunch of acoustic wall panels to absorb sound. If you've got an office that has really bad acoustics, you're not going to want to spend much time in there, because your nervous system freaks out when it receives this sound input back. It doesn't like it. So what I've got in my office is this office is just 4 walls, right, and it's not a big space, so the acoustics when I moved in were terrible. You can't see it, but behind the camera, what I've got is some acoustic wall panels that basically bounce, that sort of absorb the sound, and it makes recording videos a lot better, it makes working a lot better, music's a lot better in this room, etc. Pretty important. Same thing, this is the next point, is don't use bright LED lights. So when you go into a grocery store or a supermarket, if you're in the UK at night, and they have these like overhead like white lights, or when you go into a doctor's surgery or like a phone repair shop, like one of those phone repair shops that sells like phone cases, and it's like you walk in and it's like bright LED lights. But they're really bad for you. And what they do is, because they only flicker at one frequency, is they trigger your nervous system and they make you kind of like weird. And if you spend too long under those lights, it can really make you feel like foggy and strange, and it makes your nervous system very uncomfortable. Next thing is get natural light and nature in your office. So again, this is like what you realize. What I need you to realize is that productivity optimization is more about environment optimization than anything else. It's not about what you do when you're working. It's about the space you're in when you're working, and how comfortable you feel, how calm you feel, and how often you want to be there is determined by these things. So what you want to do is you want to get natural light where you can. So have a window, at least a window, and get some plants in there. So I haven't got any plants in my office, to be fair, because it's not very conducive to having plant life in here. But just generally speaking, wherever you can, try and introduce some nature, plants, etc. They just make you feel better. They're going to make your nervous system again just feel a bit calmer. You're going to make it more zen. You want your office to be like this zen place that makes you feel comfortable and happy. The next point is that the Pomodoro technique is fucking bullshit. That trend that happened a while ago, that productivity trend where people would be like, the best way to be productive is to work for 25 minutes, set a timer, and then take a 5-minute break, and then work for 25 minutes and set a timer. Rubbish. You show me the people in the world who are the best at what they do. You show me the best movie directors. You show me the best athletes. You show me the best musicians, the best artists. They are not taking breaks every 25 minutes. Let's take Quentin Tarantino, right, director. You think he's there directing a movie and he's on set. Do you think he's got a timer on his phone for every 25 minutes? I need to go and take my quick 5-minute break now before I get tired and burn out. Mike Tyson, when he was boxing, when he was training, was there like every 25 minutes during his training. I need to go take my quick break now. Yeah, obviously you need to integrate rest. You need to integrate breaks and stuff, and it's not healthy to be locked in. But there are times where my most productive days have been days where I sit down, I get in the zone, and then it's almost like 6 hours has gone by without me even noticing. You can't get in the zone, you can't enter a state of flow if you're breaking your focus every 25 minutes. You just can't. Every 20 minutes, this whole idea of needing this little break is ridiculous. Next thing, 30 minutes of sleep will make you more productive than 30 minutes of work. So what I like to do, and I can tell you a big secret to my productivity, for the last 5 years, I haven't had an alarm. I've never woken up to an alarm unless I've got a flight or a meeting or something to attend to in the morning. I never wake up to an alarm, and what I do every night is I let my body sleep for as long as it wants to sleep. Sometimes I'll sleep for 6 hours, sometimes I'll sleep for 10 hours, sometimes I'll sleep for 8, most of the time I'll sleep for 8, sometimes I'll sleep for 9, 7, 7.5, 9.5. I let my body recover, and when it's fully recovered, I wake up, and this is how we used to do it when we were evolving. Alarms aren't particularly normal, right? And what I'm trying to say here is if you need the sleep, so let's say that you've got 10 hours of work in the day, you might then say, but I could do 11 hours of work and be 10% more productive because of that extra hour. But if instead you slept for an extra hour, the 10 hours of work you do might all become 20% more efficient. And so your net efficiency on the time you work is so much more dependent on how well you've slept and how energized you are during those hours than doing the extra hour, if that makes sense. And the only reason that I rest, and the only reason I sleep, and the only reason I take care of myself is so that I can be more productive, if that makes sense. And so the things that you do when you're not doing things are things that you do so that you can do more things when you come to do them. The next thing is that noise cancelling headphones are a must. I've actually got these ones here. These are the Sony X, I don't know how to actually, the product name is weird. It's like XWHMX 1000 or something. These ones are great. The Bose Ultra Quiet Sound ones are also great. The other overhead, I've tried like 10 pairs of overhead headphones. These are the best ones. They're lightweight. The noise cancelling feature is amazing. You want to get noise cancelling headphones because when you're in the zone, the only thing that can pull you out of the zone is an external stimulus, right? Or maybe a thought, but usually it's an external stimulus, like someone knocking on the door, a parcel delivery, someone trying to call your name, like your phone going off, etc. Noise cancelling headphones, they remove the ability for any noise stimulus to get into your brain. And so it keeps you productive and in the zone for longer, and it keeps you focused for longer. You know, you basically, when you put those on, you eliminate an entire category of stimulus. Log out of all social media if not using it. Better still, delete it. So fun fact about me, I haven't used or had social media personally from a business perspective, but I haven't got any social media on my phone. The only social app that I have on my phone is WhatsApp. So the only way that another human can connect with me on my mobile device, I can show you this here. That's my phone. I don't know if you can, it's going to be flipped, so you won't be able to see it, but you can. It's really focused. You can see, like, I've got WhatsApp, I've got my LED lighting for my house, I've got Google Chrome, and I've got my calendar. I don't have anything else on my phone. I have no other social apps or anything. Take the notifications off your phone. Okay, so this is kind of like the thing to do. First of all, just delete them. But a lot of you are weak and are not going to want to do that because for some reason you're not willing to make sacrifices for your success. I don't know, whatever. Delete all the apps, delete all the social media apps, just delete them. But if you can't be able to do that because you're weak, whatever, because you're addicted to these little weird icons and these little notifications, just turn all your notifications off. And in that way, like, your phone's not going to be buzzing at you. And then the next thing you need to do is turn your phone off when you're working. If your phone is on, and I know this is ironic because I'm sat here with my phone on, but the thing is there's nothing on my phone that can distract me. I have WhatsApp on my phone, but there's no notifications on WhatsApp, and I have no apps on it. So I can work with my phone on my desk and not get distracted, right? The next thing is add trivial tasks to a list to complete at the end of the week. So one thing that I've done every single week for a long time is I basically, anytime a little task comes up, you know, you get those little tasks, there's things that take no more than 5 minutes, like changing your phone number verification on your bank, or paying an invoice, or these little things that just you don't want to do right now. They just piss you off. Little things don't require much energy or time, but they're like little bee stings. They're not even that, like little mosquito bites. They annoy you, and they're just there. And you just kind of scratch them away, and they're gone. Make a list throughout the week of things, the little things, and just do them on Saturday, do them on Sunday. Let the list stack up, and then just do these little things, or get an assistant. That's what I'm in the process of doing now. The next thing is don't eat carbs until the evening. So we're entering the dietary thing here where people can get quite confused and upset about this. Like, just avoid eating carbohydrates until the evening. The reason you have shitty afternoons, the reason you have energy slumps, the reason you have anxiety spikes is because your blood sugar is just like pinging all over the place. Trust me, just eat carbs in the evening when you finish work. Carb load then, and that way you're not going to bring all your energy crashes or emotional bullshit from eating sugar into your day. Batch emails and messages. So don't check your emails throughout the day, don't check your messages throughout the day, check them once or twice a day, and batch them and have a routine time where you check them instead of just aimlessly coming in and just trying to do them whenever you can. And then the last thing, and this is really important, is you cannot outproduce a bad diet, a heavy diet, or a bad sleep. So what I mean by that is, no matter how many hacks I have, or how many little tidbits I try to put into place, if I've eaten like shit and slept like shit, productivity is almost impossible. Everyone talks about all these little hacks and strategies when really just sleep for 8 to 9 hours cleanly, properly, and eat really fucking clean. If you do those two things, you're going to have a heinous amount of energy to exert into your work, and you'll become way more productive. And that's literally how I did it. And you know, I do these things every day. I swear by them. They've made me a lot of money, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make me hundreds of millions. I've built a program called Imperium Academy. It's a step-by-step training program that walks you through everything on how to start an agency, coaching, or consulting business in 6 weeks or less. It's completely free. There's no credit card required. There's already 25, 30,000 people getting results in there. So go and check it out. It will be the best thing you ever do for your life, and I'll see you in the next video.